So, welcome children. This is your class 8 science. We are doing chapter number 14 light. Our today's topic is human eye. So, today we are going to learn about the structure of human eye. So, let's start with it. So, as you can see, your human eye is almost, it is spherical, right? And it is slightly bulging here. It is slightly bulging in the front part. In the front part, it is slightly bulging out, right, beta? And it is about 2.5 centimeter in diameter. Its diameter is about 2.5 centimeter, right? And we all know this, that as cameras they are all provided with shutters, right, which is going to cover the lens. Similarly, our eyes are also covered, or the work of shutter is performed by eyelids. When you close your eyelids cover your eye, and they do the work of shutter by protecting the eye, by protecting the lens in the eye from dust or any other injury, right? Next, let's start with the first part. The first part is cornea. The first part is cornea. Now, cornea is the front part of the eye, right? As you see the eye, the front part of the eye, Shubham, it is cornea and it is bulging out, right? So, the front bulging out means it is protruding out. That part of the eye is called cornea, and that is a very thin transparent tissue, right? And it is covering the front part of the eye. This is the part of the eye through which the light is going to enter the eye. So the first part of the eye is cornea, that is the front part, and it is bulging outwards, and it is very thin and transparent, right? It is a transparent tissue. It covers the eye, and the light enters from cornea into the eye. This is your first part, that is cornea. Now we are going to talk about the second part, and that second part is iris. Iris is over here. That second part is iris. Okay, children. Here you can see in the picture, it's iris. Now, iris, as you can see, it is a colored part of the eye, and it is just behind the cornea. Cornea के बाद आता है iris, and it is a colored part of the eye. What is its function? Children, its function is to control this pupil. Here, what do we have? Just a second. Here, what do we have? This is pupil. Pupil is the tiny hole in the iris, and this pupil, which is a tiny hole, through the pupil the light enters inside the eye. So what is pupil? Pupil is a tiny hole in iris through which the light is going to enter the eye. But who will control the pupil? As pupil is present in the middle of the iris, it is iris work to control the size of the pupil. So what will iris do? Suppose you go out in sun, right? Suppose you go out in sun, so the light intensity is very high. So what happens? You close your eyes because of such high intensity of light. So inside your eye, you are closing your eyelids, but inside your eye also, the iris, it controls the size of pupil. It decreases the size of pupil. What does it do? It makes the tiny hole, that is pupil, small. So as it is making the pupil small, in the bright sunlight outside, very little light enters in our eye, right? Similarly, suppose after having a good sun bath over there, you come to your room, right? The room is very dark. So when you enter your room, that nothing is visible in the room, right? It feels like dark. So what happens then? So as you enter the room, now iris sees, oh, here the intensity of light is very less. So iris makes the pupil size bigger. So iris increases the size of pupil. So as the size of pupil, the hole increases, more amount of light will enter your eye, and then we are able to see the objects. So what is the work of iris? It is going to control the size of pupil. It is going to increase or decrease the size of pupil, and by increasing or decreasing the size of pupil, the hole which is in the middle of the iris, what it will do? It is controlling the amount of light which is going to enter the eye. ठीक है, लाइट कितनी जाएगी उसे आइरिस कंट्रोल करता है. क्या करके बेटा? By increasing or decreasing the size of the pupil. What is pupil? Pupil is a very tiny hole in the middle of the iris. Right, beta? Next, as you can see in the diagram, the oval shaped. Let me make it of the perfect size. This is your lens. As in the camera, we have a lens. So similarly, in our eye, we have a lens. Right, children? And the lens in your eye is your convex lens. You will study in your class 10th, right? So this is your lens. Now, where is lens? So we can see that lens is behind the pupil, right? So where is the position of the lens? Position is, it is behind, this is pupil, and behind the pupil we have lens. Okay. Now lens that is transparent. Lens is transparent, and that lens is made up of many layers. वो जो lens है वो बहुत सारी layers को मिलके फिर वो लेंस बनता है. ठीक है, अब लेंस का काम क्या होता है? As we all know, the mobile lens, what does it do? It focuses the light to form a very good image. So अगर आपका कैमरा बहुत अच्छी क्वालिटी का है तो then the image that is formed, suppose the photograph, then the image that is formed is of very good resolution, very bright, very nice, right? So similarly in our eyes also, what is the work of lens? To focus the light को focus करके it will form an image, and the image is always formed on a screen, and here in our eye the screen is retina. The screen is retina. So this is your red color is your retina. Right, children? So this is the retina on which the image will be formed. So this is lens. So where is lens? Lens is present behind the pupil and iris. What it is a transparent, and it is made up of number of layers. What is its function? It is focusing light and it forms image. Where? On the retina. Yes, children? Now let's cover the today's last structure of the eye, and that is retina. So we know as we go to see the movie, right? It has been long, we have not gone. But when we used to go, we used to see that the image of the actor and actresses, it is formed on the screen. So similarly, that is the screen for the theater, right? Similarly, our eyes, it also has a screen on which the image will be formed. So that screen is your retina. That screen is your retina. So retina, children, it is present, it is a lining which is just present behind the eyeball. You can see the eyeball in our eyes, right? Behind that, retina is present. What is the work of retina? On retina, what is formed? Image is formed, because retina, it acts like screen, and on screen image is formed, right? Now very important thing is, children, in this retina there are two types of cells. There are two types of cells. First are called rod cells and others are cone cells. C is for cone and C is for color. And rod cells, they are going to judge the intensity of light, or we can also say that black and white color. So beta, you might have seen in many movies that they show a character which during the evening it suffers color blindness, and one movie was there, I don't remember the name, Bol Radha Bol. In that Kader Khan, as it was 6 o'clock in the evening, he just became blind. He is not able to see anything. Why? Because the rod cells which are sensitive to the light, which are sensitive to the intensity of the light. So during the day, the light is very much, right? The intensity of light is great. So he was able to see. But during the evening, the intensity of the light as the sun sets, the intensity of the light becomes low. And so as he was not having, as he was having very less rod cells, he was not able to see during the evening. And many times there are many people in this world who suffer from color blindness. Means they are not able to distinguish colors. For them, all colors are the same. Right. So these cone cells are absent on their retina. So rod cells and cone cells, they are the light sensitive cells which are present on the retina. Right, children? Chalo. With this, we'll end our class here. We'll continue in the next class.